Welcome to the Balls Not Court Podcast. Cortez Paulus here, along with Kevin Carter. I have some giggles off air. But ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the podcast. We're going to talk about some NBA trade deadline moves. It seems like everybody, their mother and their cousin, and any relative, any cousin, any friend has moved to another city.
Even brothers.
Even brothers, yeah. It just was so much movement going on about that.
Very shitty day to be other people. Get it?
Yeah, very. But anyways, how you doing today, Mr. Carter?
I'm doing good. I'm doing better than some other people in the house.
Oh, gosh. Yeah, we're having some off-air discussions. I'm not going to share on air, but we're trying to manage through some situations or some technical difficulties in the household, but we'll go ahead and keep that at this level. We're not going to go ahead and spend on it in the podcast, but nonetheless, welcome. Thank you for listening. It is a late evening on Tuesday, and me and Kevin are going to go ahead and hop into this podcast. So let's go ahead and talk about, we had a lot of trades, man. So what was your initial thoughts about this much movement going around the NBA around this deadline?
Well, the people that follow the NBA finally got to do something on Twitter because it was ridiculous. Twitter was just blowing up. Every 2 seconds, somebody was going somewhere else. It was the busiest trade deadline I've seen in a long time. And it was guards moving everywhere. I think Phoenix got rid of most of their point guards, only to bring more back. So it was crazy.
Yeah, I'm with you, man. I'm sitting there, and unfortunately, we was busy that day.
You was at work.
And I remember checking beginning. I was like, okay, I don't see any deals. And I went to lunch. I saw like there was one deal, and I refreshed. And
it was right before 4 o'clock. Too. It was right before the deadline at 3. It was right before it when everything just started boom. And I'm like, good God, have mercy.
So we're gonna talk about some of these deals, and I'm gonna go ahead and go through a couple of teams. We'll discuss some if they come up, but the ones that we think are more significant than others, we'll go ahead and discuss those. Primarily, we'll talk about Oklahoma City Thunder. They received Ennis Cantor, DJ Augustine, Kyle Singler, Steve Novak. Got rid of Reggie Jackson, Kendrick Perkins, and a future first-round pick, the Miami Heat. Got Goran Dragic and the brother Zoran Dragic. And they traded away 2 first-round picks, Justin Hamilton, Sean Williams, Norris Cole, and Danny Granger.
Mm-hmm.
Milwaukee Bucks received Michael Carter Williams, which is big, Tyler Ennis, and Miles Plumlee. Your favorite friend, or his brother.
My favorite family.
Yeah, your favorite family.
The first family of poop.
Which was surprising.
I said poop again.
Oh my gosh. They got rid of Brandon Knight. Pistons received Reggie Jackson and Tayshaun Prince. Tayshaun Prince is back.
He went back home.
Yeah, he went back. And they traded with Kyle Singler, DJ Augustine, Jonas Jerebko.
Yeah, bless you.
And Luigi. I'm not going to pretend who that is, but I'm pretty
Luigi
sure.
Mario, brother.
Brooklyn Nets received Thaddeus Young, traded away Kevin Garnett. Denver Nuggets received Thomas Robinson. That's the rest of the names you won't really know, but if you do, Victor Claver, Will Barton, and Portland's lottery protected first-round pick in either 2016 or 2007. There's a lot of draft picks that's going on in here, so I'm just going to name the draft picks.
Most of the draft picks don't know what's going to be who, even if they're getting them, what's going on, who's on first. What's on second?
There's some sophomore in high school that's going to be drafted to the Denver Nuggets. So let's just say that. Aaron Aflalo, JaVale McGee was gone, first round pick, and Oklahoma City, they got it. There's so many protections and clauses and everything like that I'll break that down later.
I like that you're doing air quotes that no one can see.
That no one can see. So
he was doing air quotes.
The Celtics receive Isaiah Thomas.
Luigi.
Yep, Luigi. The Tome.
And Jonas.
And Jonas Jerebko.
Yeah, bless you.
Thank you. Traded away Marcus Thornton, 2016 first-round pick. It was Cleveland's and Tayshaun Prince. Philadelphia traded, they received the first-round pick from the Los Angeles Lakers, which is top 5 protected in 2015.
Which means they won't get it this year.
Pretty much. 1 through 3 in 2016, 2017.
Which means they won't get it those years either.
And unprotected in 2018.
Hey, they may get it in 18.
There you go. The lesser Denver's and Minnesota 2015 second-round picks. They get a first-round pick. They get 2 second-round picks. I'm just going to break it down. They get a lot of picks.
They get picks.
Philadelphia basically has about 35 picks. Let's just put it that way. I know I'm exaggerating, but I think the exact number is 17.
In one round, it's going to be Philadelphia, 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 somebody else, Philadelphia, Philadelphia, somebody else, Philadelphia, Philadelphia.
Pretty much. Trade away Michael Carter Williams.
Philadelphia will get to draft a whole new team.
Basically, only to be traded away.
Yes, for more picks at a later date.
And KJ McDaniel, who's a promising prospect, but they got rid of him because he was an unrestricted free agent. Of course, they signed him from the D-League, so he was on that one-year contract, and he's playing well, so you got to understand he's probably going to want a big payday for playing pretty well, I guess, on the Sixers, or a decent payday. Phoenix Suns received Brandon Knight, the 2016 first-round pick from Cleveland, Danny Granger, John Salmons, 2 first-round picks from the Miami Heat, 2017 and 2021. They traded away their top 5 protected pick this year, the Los Angeles pick, Miles Plumlee, Tyler Ennis, Goran Dragic, Isaiah Thomas, and Zoran Dragic. It's a long one, folks. Portland Trailblazers, they received Aaron Flalo, that's Kevin is yawning, Alonzo G. I'll wake him up when I get done with this. Trade away Victor Claver, Thomas Robinson, Will Barton, and a first-round pick.
And a partridge in the pear tree.
There you go. And some potato chips and some Lay's.
Everybody got a free Diet Coke.
Sacramento Kings received Andre Miller, trade away Ramon Sessions. Utah Jazz received Kendrick Perkins, who was waived.
Poor them.
First round and second round pick. Traded Entis Cantor and Steve Novak. I guess I want to say, man, because there's so much deals going on. Which deal did kind of surprise you?
Surprise me?
A little bit. Just came out the blue.
Surprised me was the one for Dragic going to the Heat. That was kind of surprising. I know he's been rumored to be going somewhere, but that one surprised me. That one surprised me that Miami got him for what they gave away for him. Mm-hmm. That's what really surprised me on that one. I was pleasantly surprised, but that's the one that definitely surprised me. Reggie Jackson wasn't a real surprise. We kind of figured that he was going to get gone. Mm-hmm. I like the Kevin Garnett one actually getting to go back to Minnesota. So that was the one big one that surprised me. Portland made a great trade when they got Aaron Aflalo. Yeah, that was one of them pieces that they need, and he'll fit in perfectly for them. And then Oklahoma City getting a little bigger. Yeah, getting Cantor, who fit in nicely with that team.
I was a little surprised that the 76ers gave up on Michael Carter Williams.
I'm not. They're tanking. They're officially don't give a crap. Philadelphia is running what the Oakland A's ran back in the day with that analytics and Moneyball stuff. That's what Philadelphia is doing. Philadelphia is trying to play Moneyball. They're trying to collect all these draft picks, get in all these young guys that they won't have under all these big contracts, and see what the analytics play out and all that stuff. Analytics is one of the most overrated, stupid things in almost all of sports. It doesn't work unless you're cheap as fuck. Philadelphia, cheap. Now they're having it. They went and claimed a dude just so they can meet their pay quota that they were supposed to be doing. Yep. So it's one of those things to where they just did it just because. I'm not surprised they do anything in Philadelphia because that's what they're going to be doing now. They're trying to get it where they can draft a whole team. Their team will be worth $5.37 because they'll all be under rookie contracts. It's crazy what they're doing up there.
Yeah, I want to say I'm surprised because, I mean, even though I know in the weak rookie class that we was the year before, it was a weak rookie class, but I thought with him, not many people even project him to be a top 10 prospect in that draft.
And he played great.
And he played great. And, I mean, I know he's not shooting well. Okay, he's average. He was
but it's always easy to play great on a team that's...
Yeah. I guess what I want to say, he was shooting 30% from the field. He had 15 points. He averaged 7.4 assists, 6.2 rebounds per game. This guy was getting up there as far... I mean, I know he had the numbers to do it because he's on a bad team.
He said, thank you. Yeah. When they said, hey, we're trading you, he was like, thank you.
He was... He was absolutely shocked. I think he had some tie to Philly like that. And to me, I thought, I know what Hinkle is. I don't know what he's actually trying to do over there. Like Kevin said, he's playing Moneyball.
It's a Moneyball thing.
But to that, it's I think with them, they're just trying to, find that sure thing in the draft and make sure that they
stop drafting Norris Lowell, who's all coming off an injury. Stop drafting Joel Embiid, who's coming off an injury. Stop drafting. Here's a note. Stop drafting guys that are hurt. that aren't going to play at all when they get to you, and you know it. Don't draft these guys.
You know the funny
thing? Don't do it.
You know the funny thing is, why you say Joel Embiid, is that he was actually in discussions to be traded. He was actually available if they was going to trade a first-round pick for him. So it's just like, here you go, fire sale. It's just like Hinkle is trying to... He is just trying to find a sure hit thing and doing it at a cheap cost.
But he can't find a sure hit thing when you keep trading away guys that you just drafted the year before. You're not going to find a sure hit because nobody's going to want to play for you. People are going to be like, I don't want to go to Philly. You're going to trade me away.
How do you think their fans feel about this?
They don't care. The hockey's going on. They don't care. Hockey's going on. They care nothing about the 76ers. Last time they cared about the 76ers was when Allen Iverson was there. Right now, they care nothing about the Philadelphia 76ers. They care more about the Eagles' offseason moves than they care about the 76ers.
I tell you, man, I browse a lot of forums, and I was going over the Philly forums, and they really don't know. They're confused.
All six of the people that are on the Philadelphia 76er forum.
They just, I don't know. It's just, they have the right to be because they don't know. I don't know how management can support this, but they are. And it's obviously tanking. And I want to say this year draft has got some good prospects in it. So if they can get a Towns or they can get a D'Angelo Russell or
Okafor.
Or Okafor.
Well, why draft Okafor if you got all these big people already? Why are you going to draft another one?
That's the thing.
They're killing me. They're drafting. They're doing reverse Phoenix.
Yeah.
Phoenix got all the point guards. Philadelphia's going to try to draft every single big man that they can.
Well, Philly was trying to do everything in its power to get Andrew Wiggins last year. I mean, everything.
Why? He would have just been traded.
You're probably right. But I tell you what, and I want to say, on the flip side, Mike Carter, the situation that you're going to is pretty good because you're going to an up-and-coming Milwaukee Bucks team. Jason Kidd, who is actually doing a pretty good job coaching the Bucks this year. You know, I mean, Jason Kidd was known in the beginning of his career as a strong shooter. So, therefore, he can help you kind of get that game going and give you some shortcuts or a little bit more about the game. There's nothing wrong with learning from the basketball game from a Hall of Fame talent.
Oh, no. Nothing wrong at all.
With that, you also got...
Plus, you're not in Philadelphia anymore.
Kevin said, that's the main thing. You're not in Philly anymore. So, I mean, you're playing with Akenta Kunto. You got Parker, who is hurt for the rest of the year, but he'll be back. So, you got some talent there that, you know, Mike Carter-Williams should be happy that he's in this good situation and everything like that.
Akenta Kunto going nuts last night, throwing people shit.
So, I mean, there are some talented team, the up-and-coming team that he's going to. So, what's your thoughts about him going with Jason Kidd? Do you have the same kind of thoughts I have?
Oh, yeah. It's always good to learn from talent.
Mm-hmm.
It's always... Especially somebody that played the same position that you do. Can always give you pointers, can always look out for you. It's a good fit.
Yeah.
He's just happy to be out.
He's just happy to be out of Philadelphia.
Mm-hmm. Much like Reggie Jackson was happy to get out of.
All right, well, let's talk about your Miami Heat because you say you was actually surprised about this trade. Because I remember I told you, I said he was rumored going to the Heat.
I was surprised that they got him for what they got him for.
Mm-hmm.
And I was surprised that the Phoenix management actually did what he wanted them to do.
Mm-hmm. Right, because and I told you he was on their short list, and you're like,
Yeah, that was the surprise that they actually went and done something that one of the teams that he wanted to go to because they were all about, well, if we let him go, we're going to let him go what's best for us. Well, the Heat stole him.
Yeah, because I remember you said, you were like, but we don't have the assets for that. Because you was like, I would love to have him, but we just don't have anything to offer. I remember you saying that.
You had Luau Deng, who was supposedly out there, but they kept him.
Yeah.
They kept Birdman. They kept, really the only major league guy they got rid of was Cole.
Yeah.
And he was coming off the bench, but when you're bringing in another point guard, you really can get rid of one.
What is it that you like about Dry, what he can do for your team specifically?
Finally, they have